Two. What's going on, everybody? Come on in. I'm gonna do a couple checks just to make sure that I'm streaming live on YouTube. So y'all bear with me. We're gonna get started in just a few minutes. For those of you that can see the topic of today, for those of you that can see the thumbnail, all right, we're going to talk about something that I think is extremely important, and I got some time to talk about it today. And it's important to talk about this because it's essential. It's essential in Movequest that we talk about this topic, and that is onboarding. All right, so y'all come on in. If you've ever had any questions about getting a part of Movequest, you know, it may seem like a good idea to you, a practical idea to you. You're going to want to tune in today, all right? Because I'm going to take a little bit of time to talk about the onboarding process, some of the things that you're going to need, some of the things that you're going to experience, all right? And I'm going to be talking about this more often, right? Because I want Movequest to grow. And I think a part of what some of the barrier might be for folks not seeing what this is truly is they feel like it may not be the easiest thing to get a part of. So we're going to talk about today, all right? So come on in. If you got some folks that may need to see this, all right, share it with them, all right? Tell them to come on in. Let me open up my chat here to make it live just to make sure I'm getting everybody that's saying something. If you're tuning in from somewhere and you feel like you want to share where you're tuning in from, feel free to drop a comment in the chat. The chat box is open, ladies and gentlemen. And a part of why I wanted to do this live is because I want to be able to answer questions. All right. For those of you that may have questions about the onboarding process to Movequest, I want to be able to answer them. Now, just so you guys know, I am working on trying to get to where I can take the mirroring from my phone and show it on my screen. Now, full transparency, I may not be able to do that today, okay? I've been having some issues with the process. I just need to take more time to learn how to do that. A part of getting into Movequest is on your phone, because you will need the Movequest application, all right, which is available in Google Play stores, your Apple App Store. It is available where you go and get applications on your mobile devices, all right? It's not hard to find. If you just type in Movequest, you will find it. All right. But we are going to talk about today some of the things that can be achieved right here on your computer. All right. You might be watching this from your computer. You might still be watching this from your phone. And I do think there are going to be some things that you take from today. And I'm not going to leave my phone communities out, because there are at least some things I'll be able to talk about if I cannot show it directly. But we will get to the point where we are able to efficiently do some screen mirroring and share how easy it is to take part of Movequest right here from your phone, because I do believe that everyone watching this, all right, either has a computer or they have a phone, all right? So it's about 2:30 p.m. right now, through 2:32 p.m. Eastern to be exact. I'm going to give it just a few more minutes for folks to kind of see what this is. I'll probably give it till about 2:35, 2:37 p.m. Eastern time until we start diving in to what our first topic is, which is what you're going to need, all right, to participate in Movequest. For those of you that missed the dialogue that we were having when we first started, I first want to thank you guys for joining me live. I do not take that lightly, and I got to clap it up for y'all, because there are still some folks that still pay attention to what old BOJ is saying, all right? And we're so excited about that. I want to give a quick shout out while I got it to Lambo Drew and the Mastermind team. They are getting ready to embark on an amazing event this weekend down in Miami, Florida. I don't know if they're watching this right now, but much love to them. Y'all know that I would be there if I could be. So I just appreciate you guys always extending the love and always extending the invitation. For those of you that are in the Miami area, you are not going to want to miss this event. And what I'll do while I'm kind of running my mouth here is I'll see if I can pull up some details. This is going to be something that you do not want to miss. This is not just about crypto. This is a mastermind about really tapping into helping take your whole life, everything involved in, from financials to your motivations and your headspace and mental health and spiritual health, as well as your financial health. You want to tap in with Lambo Drew and everybody down there, the whole team, Kennard Haney. I can't forget Lambo's lovely wife, Renata, and the whole team down there. This is going to be such an amazing, amazing time. And also, shout out to my brother Lambo Drew, whose birthday, I believe it was either today. It's either today or yesterday. No, it's coming up soon. It's got to be coming up soon. It says on his Facebook it's March 10th. So y'all shout out to Lambo Drew. I was trying to get some information on this event, this mastermind. Here we go. It's called the 2026 Sustain Conference going on in Miami, Saturday, March the 7th. We've got a lot of folks like Mike Shapiro is going to be in the building. That is amazing. We've got Julianne Crafton that's going to be in the building from JJC Unlimited. We got Rochelle Hazel. Shout out to Miss Rochelle. Love you, Miss Hazel. We've got Brian Bean, who's a life coach. All right. You don't want to miss that. We've got Chris Tollin, who's a credit and funding expert, going to be in the building. We've got Damian Burris, who's also a life coach and also deals in real estate. We've got my brother Anthony Deloach, who's a motivational guy, but he's also in the estate planning business and estate. Jeff Cunningham, Jeff the entrepreneur, my guy, he's going to be there. I should get this right. Hold on. Your Excellency, Joanna is going to be in the building. Danny Piper is going to be in the building. Sales and closing advice. Mike Rashid, one of my favorite folks to watch on social media, is going to be in the building. And you do not want to miss any of that. All right. So that was just a quick plug for my brother Lambo Drew and his event going on in Miami, Florida this weekend. Wish I could be there. All right, for those of you that are tuning in, let's get down into it. So my intro to this is just this, all right? It's 2:35 p.m. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today, we want to talk about what it's going to take for you to be a part of the Movequest ecosystem. I do believe that there are some folks out there that may have what they perceive is a notion that Movequest is very hard to be a part of. And one thing that I want to say about the process, since I've been in Movequest and since it's been Get Fit Mining back in the 2004 time frame, when I first joined Movequest was in August of 2004, let alone it being March of 2026 right now. And I still got a smile on my face about what Movequest is doing. Movequest was brought into the space for me at a time where I needed it. I needed something that was in the crypto space that I could really truly believe in. For those of you that have been watching me for a long time, we've been a part of a lot of different things, which all did not pan out. All right. They may have worked for a prolonged period of time. Some lasted for years, some lasted for months, some only lasted for just a few days. But there was a lot of lessons learned in this crypto space, down from the information that we learned about blockchain and that technology to the different tokenomics strategies that are out there in the space and different things to pay attention to as we maneuver through this space. And also, aside from the crypto, just being an enthusiast and never claiming to be an expert, I'm never claiming to be a crypto expert. I think we are all learning on this journey. But just being an enthusiast, with the things that I've learned, there are some things that Movequest has taught me about what a successful platform, a successful crypto protocol needs in this space. All right. It needs real technology. It needs blockchain technology for transparency so that you can see everything that's going on. But aside from just that technology and being in the crypto space, I truly do believe that there is not a bit of wealth that we'll be able to fully enjoy, whether we become 100 millionaires tomorrow or we're complacent with where we are right now in our lives. I do not believe that we are able to fully enjoy the moments that we are given here on this earth if we are not taking care of these bodies that we have. And we can own so many different cryptocurrencies. There's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's Litecoin, there's Doge, there's XRP, there's Avalanche, there's Solana. I could go on and on for an hour about the different opportunities that there are in cryptocurrency. But we only have one body. We only have one of these right here. And there are just little small things that we can do on a daily, consistent basis that'll keep us healthier than we could be or would be if we weren't. One of those very fundamental things that our bodies, God willing, are able to do on a day-to-day basis. I'll give y'all a chance to guess, those of you who are watching, all right? But for those of you that don't know, I'll give y'all another 10 seconds, all right? There's one thing that hopefully, God willing, all of these bodies that we got can do, all right? And that is move. If we can put our hand in the air, if we can put two hands in the air, if we can put our feet on the ground, put some pressure and weight on them, stand up in the morning, get out of bed, and start our day, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we cannot take that for granted. Because that is not, that's not promised to us on a day-to-day basis. When we go to sleep, we don't know what's going on, all right? But we get to wake up in the morning, and that premise in itself, something very fundamental that, the whole world hopefully is able to do. Everyone that is that has limbs available to move them is hopefully moving them. And from that very basic premise, right, everyone can be a part of Movequest. Now, I've had some questions come along because I am an American and I speak from the Americas. So those of you that may be watching from other countries, you might be tuning in from other places. Welcome to the broadcast. I want to let everybody know today that Movequest is a global opportunity, okay? Movequest can be utilized anywhere in the world, which means that anybody in the world can be a part of Movequest. We ought to clap that up. That barrier of entry as countries go, and now, of course, I believe that some different countries are going to have different cryptocurrency regulations and different things that are going to be starting and coming to us now. But ladies and gentlemen, everyone on the planet, if you can move your body, you can benefit from what Movequest is doing. Because at its very simplest, if we're just keeping it as simple as possible, Movequest is rewarding you for moving. And they are rewarding you with cryptocurrency. They're giving us many opportunities to earn it. They're giving us plenty of opportunities to mine it, all right? And that's saying a lot, just being as a person that's been in this ecosystem for quite some time. That's saying more than I want to get into today, all right? We want to keep things as simple as possible. So I just wanted to start off by saying anybody that can move can participate in Movequest, all right? It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what your culture is. And I do believe, honestly, that some other cultures move more than Americans. Sometimes it's by force. Sometimes it's by choice. But anybody that can move can participate in Movequest. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, there are some certain technologies that you might need, right? Depending on where you are in the world, what your preferences is and operating system, you will have many options of phones and mobile devices to use. You will need a mobile device. You will need some internet connection with this mobile device, all right? So whether it's Wi-Fi, whether it's your own personal cell phone connection, you will need to be able to download an application called Movequest, all right? You will also need to be willing to have your health information that is already being taken by your devices, all right? To allow Movequest, the application, to read what's already being calculated on your phone and use it as your proof of physical activity that goes to the blockchain. Now, we will talk about that more. I think that starts to create some confusion, but keeping that simple, there are going to be a certain level of steps that you get in on a day-to-day basis. There are going to be some calories that you burn on a day-to-day basis. There are going to be a distance traveled on a day-to-day basis. Your phones, your Apple Watches, whatever devices you have attached to you, they are already getting that information. All right. So I don't want you to feel like this is something that is a breach of your own personal information, because even that, you still have the option of whether you want it to calculate that for you or not. But to participate in this ecosystem, you have to be willing. Okay. Now, from my personal experience, that has not caused any kind of security breach on my devices at all. It actually is essential to allowing me to mine this very, very powerful token MQT, because I want all my steps recorded. All right. Because the more I move, the more I mine. Right. Our bodies are the miners in Movequest. Okay, so just trying to keep that simple. You will need a device. All right, now, and access to internet to download the Movequest application. Now, one thing that I do believe you will also need is I think that you will benefit from having both your phone experience and the desktop experience. Now, there are some things that before we even start talking about the desktop experience that I want everyone to kind of understand about cryptocurrency and Web3. Okay, there's a comment that came in. So this is move to earn, even the miner. Yes. So the miners are what allow us to kind of calculate what power is being put together for your mining. The more powerful miners you have, the more you are able to mine. So yes, Ali Boumaye, this is move to earn. All right. Even the miner level dictates what power you have to mine the token MQT. All right. So anyway, sorry. I'm going to try my best to not let the comments distract from where I'm going. So keep that in mind as we're continuing to talk about these things. And great question, Ali Boumaye. Let's keep our questions in particular to where we are in viewing this. And I'll try, just in case things are going back and forth, I'll try to just answer them in pace. All right. So where we are right now is the tools that you'll need technology-wise. You will need a phone. I do think there's value in the desktop experience as well. You will need a few applications, okay? Now, of course, you're going to need the Movequest app. Now, I am not saying that this next application is the only application that you'll be able to use as a wallet for this. There are many different decentralized wallets that have access to Web3, okay? But I do believe that there is no better wallet to use for the Movequest opportunity than MetaMask, okay? And I do repeat, there is no better wallet, in my opinion, to use for this than MetaMask, all right? Now, for those of you that are enjoying the desktop experience, here's something that I want you to know. You can go to MetaMask at metamask.io, and you can download an extension, okay? Now, I'm going to go over here and show you guys MetaMask IO, because I personally believe that MetaMask is one of those applications that is only going to benefit or help you to benefit from this whole Movequest experience and participate at a level that you will enjoy, I believe. All right, so this is metamask.io, and I specifically went to the download portion of this because, of course, you're going to want to download it. Now, there are many different options of extension or browser that you can use the MetaMask extension with, okay? There are many features to having a MetaMask wallet. You own your keys, so this is very, very important in crypto security. When you get your keys to your wallet, you want to write them down. You don't want to screenshot them. You don't want to, you want to put them down somewhere that only you can see them, only you can have access to them. And I'm going to say that very loud and proud for those of you that may be new, okay? So your security of your cryptocurrency is extremely important. And I don't say that to scare you away. I say that to motivate you to take the extra steps needed to secure your cryptocurrency. All right. So these are the extensions that you have, or these are the browsers that you have options to add the MetaMask extension to. Okay. Chrome, Google Chrome. That is what you are viewing right now. It allows you to add the MetaMask extension, connect your wallet, and it also allows you to navigate. Once you have this browser extension, you can go straight to Movequest.com and connect the wallet. Hold on, let me make sure that you guys can see this. All right, so my wallet is not currently connected to this. Okay, I can connect my wallet at the top right, and it will read my wallet automatically and then sign me into my account. Now that is the beauty of Web3. All right. I don't need my email address. I don't need to make a password or anything like that for Movequest. All I have to do is have established my decentralized wallet, and I can put it as an extension here on Google Chrome. I can go straight to Movequest.com and I can start to maneuver. All right. I can start to do different things like the setup process. Entering these different informations, connecting the wallet is essential. Your activation code, if you're under me, all you got to do is ask me for it. It's going to be Bank of Jarrell, BANKOFJHAROL. All right. For those of you that have not established a username in Movequest, we will get to that point where I'll explain to you guys where that is. But for those of you that have, all you need to do is put in that username for you sharing this with somebody else. All they would have to do is put in your username and you are good to go. All right. So finishing the onboarding part is very simple once you have it when you have the tools, the MetaMask tools. All right. So as you can see, I just moved right on through that setup. 4 clicks once I had my MetaMask wallet set up. All right. So you can use that in Google Chrome. You can use it in Firefox. You can use it in Brave. You can use it in Opera, and you can use it in Edge. All right, so if you use any 5 of those browsers, you can install the MetaMask extension on those browsers. I think that's an amazing thing. We all clap that up. All right. Now, what I love about this is I can go straight to the next section of where you can get MetaMask at. You can get it as a mobile app right here on the website or on your phone. So whether you are using an Android phone or what's shown here as an example, the Apple apparatus here, the Apple operating system, you can use iOS, you can use Android, and you can use the MetaMask APK. Now, I'm not exactly sure what APK means. Some of you guys are smarter than me. You can let me know in the comment section what APK means. But you have this availability, okay? iOS, Android, and MetaMask APK. Now, for the web, you can jump into Web3 with the MetaMask web application. It has its own web application, ladies and gentlemen. So all you would have to do is click on this. It'll take you to the next level where it'll show your MetaMask portfolio here. All right. All you'd have to do is connect your wallet and then it'll show it to you. All right. So my MetaMask wallet was not connected to that, but I have the extension right here as a drop down so I can see what's going on in here. Don't mind this MQT number here. All right. So anyway, these are the things that you're going to need. This is one of the most important tools in being a part of Movequest, okay? So you're going to need a MetaMask wallet. Now, here are some of the beautiful things that you have options with in the MetaMask the system here, which have come a long way, in my opinion, as a MetaMask user for quite some time. You can buy crypto, all right? You turn your cash into crypto, okay? You can connect it to your debit card. You can connect it to your bank account. You can do different things like that. You can connect it to Apple Pay, all right? I've used Apple Pay to purchase cryptocurrency on MetaMask, okay? Here's why I say this. In joining Movequest, you will need to have some Avalanche. I'm going to say that again. In joining Movequest, you will need to purchase Avalanche, okay? So MetaMask gives you that opportunity to do that. All right. Now you can also use another exchange. A lot of you may use Coinbase or Kraken or crypto.com or whatever the case may be. You can use those, right? Once you purchase your crypto on those different exchanges, then you can send it to your MetaMask wallet. All right. But it needs to end up in your MetaMask wallet, because your MetaMask is the Web3 dApp browser that's going to enable you to connect to Movequest. All right. It's very, very simple once you have these tools. When you have a funded MetaMask account, when you have some Avalanche in your MetaMask account, and it is connected straight to Movequest.com with just a click. I want you guys to see something. I just disconnected the wallet, right? I want to make sure you guys can see this, okay? I have disconnected the wallet at the top right. It gives me the option to connect it. Because my MetaMask extension is already open and connected, all I have to do is one click that bad boy and I am connected to Movequest, okay? It may prompt me to get started if I'm new. That's perfectly fine. Now, I'm going to take some time while I'm here right now. For those of you that may have some questions, drop them in here right now while I'm doing this. But for those of you that are already in the Movequest system and you want to make it just a little bit easier for the people that you share this with to onboard, okay, you can create a username. Now, the alternative to this is using your wallet address, which is just as fine as well. Right? The wallet address that you are given in MetaMask with your Avalanche, all you got to do is copy paste that thing and you send it to the person, and as they're going through the onboarding, you would paste it in this section here. They'd go to the next point where it give them the activation code right here. I think you pasted it in the activation part right here. All right. But for those of you that are already in and you want to make it just a little bit easier, this is just a little bit of a fun fact for those of you that did not know. If you go to your settings after you've already logged in through your browser, all right, you can go to change username, okay? You can go ahead and change this username to whatever you'd want it to be. So if you have not done this step yet, then you can change it and make it your name. You can say whatever your brand is, whatever you'd like it to be. It could be Christy1257 or whatever's available for you, right? And then when people are getting your links, right, when you're sharing this with others from your networking section, you will see that the two activation codes that I have that people can enter are my wallet address and my username, all right? And when I share my link, it's going to have my username in the link. I would much rather share it with somebody, movequest.com/start/bankofgerald, right, than to say movequest.com/start/OXFC1CB2BDDB, whatever, right? I think this makes it a lot easier to share this, and Movequest does a great job giving us the tools that we need to share it creatively. So not only do we have options to copy the link, but we can also download the PNG and the SVG for this QR code right here, which has our username and everything they need to attach themselves to it, right? So for a person, say if I want to throw this on a poster or a business card or a shirt, a t-shirt, I could put this on a t-shirt and I could go to a crypto conference, right? Most people that are at that crypto conference, hopefully they've heard of MetaMask. They understand that it has its own browser, different things like that, right? All they would have to do is copy the link or take their phone out, get this QR code. If they have MetaMask already on their phone, this will take them straight to the dApp browser on their MetaMask, and it would allow them to do the sign up process just like that, right? Now, that is not the end of your sign up process. Just getting to here and making sure your wallet is connected and all that stuff, that is not the end, okay? All right, so I'm gonna check over here, see if there's any questions. I don't see any right now. All right, so that's good. Hopefully everyone's following along. But if you have questions, feel free to drop them in, okay? We are talking about the onboarding process, all right? And right now we have been focusing kind of on the desktop experience. Now here's where it gets a little bit where you guys are gonna have to pay attention to what I'm saying. So I'm gonna take that off of the screen just so you guys can kind of pay attention to what I'm saying. When you get the Movequest application on your phone, okay? Hopefully this is after you have already created your MetaMask account. You've already funded your MetaMask with some Avalanche, all right? The token for Avalanche is called AVAX. That is the token letters, okay? You get your Avalanche, you get a couple dollars. You really don't need more than $5 to do the setup process for this. It really is only a few cents because it has to pay some gas fees to connect itself to the blockchain and all the different stuff that the technology is doing for you. You don't have to worry about it, but there are some gas fees that need to be covered when you're taking care of that, all right? When you open your application, it's going to prompt you to enter in your wallet address, okay? In cryptocurrency, for those of you that are new here, okay, copy and paste is going to be one of your best friends, all right? Learning how to copy and paste is going to be one of your best friends. Now, for those of you that didn't know what I was talking about with the long code that can be used as your activation code or your username or whatever we're replacing in that system as your username, that is your wallet address. Your wallets will give you the opportunity to copy and paste. So let me try to share this screen with you guys again. And let me see if this pops up here the way I want it to. All right, so you guys see here this wild number. Don't be worried about that, all right? Don't be pocket watching. But that's just showing because MQT, the price of MQT is a little off right there. But it's $6.16 right now. But anyway, when you come here, right, and you want to buy or you have your Avalanche, see, I already have $11 of Avalanche already here. If I click on Avalanche, that receiving address, all right, I can receive many of these different tokens here. But this Avalanche address right there, this double square, all right, for those of you that see that double square, that is a copy paste, okay? So if you click on that one good time, it's going to allow you to copy your Avalanche address. And my suggestion is that you send it to yourself in an email or you send it to your text message or something that allows you to grab the copy paste from your phone, okay? Now, hopefully that's clear. What you want to achieve in doing that is making sure, let me go back here so you guys can focus on me. You want to make sure that in your phone device, when you go to your Movequest application, that you have your wallet address copy pasted. What that's going to allow the Movequest application to do is read your wallet address. You are going to need that to happen when you send your Avalanche from your MetaMask wallet to your Movequest wallet. Now, here's going to be why you're going to want to do that, okay? If you've been paying any attention to Movequest at all, then you understand that there are submission fees. Okay, there are fees that are dictated on the strength of your miners and how many docking slots that you have open. Okay, they could be as low as 5 cents a day, depending on what kind of miner you have, to as high as $7.43 a day. You know, I'm speaking from my own personal experience with that one. All right. So it all depends on how many docking slots that you open. So anybody that tries to tell me that submitting on the Movequest opportunity is getting too expensive for them, that just tells me that either they are using more powerful miners that they may not be able to afford to use, or they don't understand that they can lower the power of their miners, or they just don't know. All right, because you can submit on the blockchain for as little as, I believe, 5 cents is how much a navigator, or is that what it's called? The navigator? I think that's only 5 cents to submit. But anyway, we'll kind of get into that a little bit later, okay? But you will need to be able to send Avalanche from your MetaMask to your Movequest wallet in your application, all right? Now, in the desktop experience, that is extremely easy to do, all right? And I want to show you guys that on the desktop experience because some of you guys might prefer the desktop experience over the mobile experience, all right? But the mobile experience lets you do it very easily as well, all right? So let's go over here. I want to share my screen really quickly, and we're going to go to the dashboard. Zoom out real quick. Now, over in the top right, once you have already connected your wallet, you should see some things going on here. It says fuel your in-app wallet. All right. Now, as you can see, it says from a certain wallet address. Does that look familiar? Right? To another wallet address. Okay. The to on this wallet address is my Movequest wallet's address. So I want to be able to fund it with as much money as it's going to need to take care of my submission fees. Now remember what I said. Submission fees can be low as 5 cents or as high as $7.43 depending on the level of miner that you have and how many docking slots that you have opened. Okay? The more docking slots you have open, the more powerful the miners that you have, the more that you are able to mine. You see my mining power is at 7,200%. That is because I have 18 docking slots filled with 18 Titans, which are the most expensive, but the most powerful miners that you can have in this Movequest ecosystem. But back to what we were talking about. If I wanted to fuel my in-app wallet with more Avalanche from my MetaMask to my Movequest wallet, I could do that right here in the dashboard. All right. All I got to do is go here, click the drop down, make sure I'm clicking on Avalanche, and I could choose an amount. Let's say I want to send 0.2. All right. And I hit send. All right. It's going to ask me to transfer request right there. I'm going to confirm it. All of this is done on chain, ladies and gentlemen. That's the beauty of Web3. All done on chain from my wallet directly to my other wallet that I own through Movequest. And I was able, once I refresh the page, we should be able to see that that 0.2 was moved. As you can see, it's now 1.05, and this is now 3.4 AVAX. So I was very simply able to take and confirm that transaction from my MetaMask wallet to my in-app wallet. All right, we got to clap that up because that was what? That took seconds. That was extremely easy. All right. So now I am able to pay for my submission fees on a day-to-day basis from just sending some Avalanche that I had in my MetaMask wallet to my in-app wallet. And you must fuel your in-app wallet to be able to make your submissions on a day-to-day basis. All right. We're going to clap that up one more time. Now I'm just going to check and see if there's any questions. I don't see any questions so far. Everybody's with me. Y'all still with me? If you are, let me know. Put a I'm with you, BOJ, in the chat if you're with me. If you're not, that's okay. Let's just try to keep on following along. All right. So like I said, this is just the desktop experience. I want to do another video. Hopefully I can do one with the mobile experience. But this has been an extremely easy process, all right? But you will need to make sure that you have some funds, okay? Now, one thing that I want to say about this particular opportunity in Movequest, okay? For those of you that are just getting started, all right? Now, you may want to open up different docking slots and you may want to have the most powerful miners, but you understand that that's going to take you some time. It's going to take you some time to maybe get the funds together. It's going to take you some time to get acclimated to the system. That is okay. While you take that time, I highly suggest that you go to this next section that I'm about to share with you guys, okay? When you're already in the system, especially on your desktop, all right? If you go to the Help Center, the Help Center, ladies and gentlemen, is a center for help. Can we clap that up? Now, I'm just playing. But in all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, there are not many opportunities out there that have a dedicated customer support. All right. Now, I don't know how they deal with all the different countries and all the different languages and everybody that's a part of this all over the world. Hopefully, there might be some different AI components coming soon to help streamline this process. But because this is a decentralized opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, what we just went through, just showing you guys getting started from a desktop perspective, just getting rolling, is really all you need to know, with the exception of the purchasing Avalanche and all that different stuff. There's different methods and how you may purchase it. You might purchase it from an exchange from outside of the actual Movequest itself, but you can also purchase MQT from the Movequest back office right here. There are videos, there are documentation, and ladies and gentlemen, documentation beats the conversation all days of the week. And here's why I say this, right? When you're dealing with a cryptocurrency project or a protocol, if they're not showing you their different smart contracts, then can you really trust that it's on chain? I can click on any one of these contracts here, or I should be able to click on or look up any one of these contracts here and get the information on what's going on because it's on chain. It's a blockchain project. All right? So if they're not showing you that in your favorite program, then start asking some questions and see what they can do to start sharing with you their smart contracts, okay? It doesn't do anybody any good being a part of an opportunity that won't be transparent with you about their technology in cryptocurrency, especially when that is what cryptocurrency is built off of in general. All right? So it doesn't help if a platform or project isn't showing you this. So I'm glad that they show you this, all right? Let me go back and share one more other thing that I want to talk about as well, which I hope is here. The roadmap is there. I'm looking for actually the light paper. They have the presentation here, which is great. The light paper is at the bottom, all right? So you can go in here and do the app. You can do the research on the Movequest token and its light paper, all right? Let me make sure you guys can kind of see that, all right? That information is on the website. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand that and see that as well. Okay, back to what we were talking about. Now, another thing that you are going to want to do when you get a part of this system, when you've gotten on the application and all the different things that you're going to be doing on the application, you're going to want to buy MQT. Okay? I think that everyone should take some opportunity to just buy a little bit of it. Get it a part of your portfolio. Get it a part of what you have in your MetaMask. One thing that I highly suggest everyone do is add Movequest as a token in your MetaMask. Gerald, how do you do that? I don't know how to do that. Well, let me try to see if I can show you guys how to do that. Now, for those of you that have the extension in the drop down here, hopefully you guys can see that. You see MQT is already there. If I click on it, it shows me the price and all that great stuff, right? I do not have $3 million worth of Movequest here, or 22 million, whatever this big number. I don't have 3 million Movequest. I think I have like 3 point something. So this is an entry error. But for those of you that are adding the token, okay, what you want to do is you want to click these three dots and you want to say import tokens, right? Now, you want to make sure that you are looking on the Avalanche chain, and you can say search or you can say custom, all right? I like to do custom because what I can then do is go to the Movequest website. I go to my back office. I believe it's in the help center. I can go to the contracts, and I can copy the token address here. Should be able to copy and paste it. So I just take this, I copy it. Or I can just click this little fox and it'll bring it up here and say add token, all right? But I'm going to cancel that for right now and bring this back up. We're going to hit those three dots and press import tokens. I'm going to hit custom token, and I'm going to put the token address right here in there, all right? Now, as you can see, it says token has already been added, so I don't need to add it twice, but you should see MQT next to that, all right? Now, once you have added that and press next, it will then add MQT to your list of tokens here, so that when you are accumulating, you are claiming, you are buying, you are swapping, it makes it very, very easy from this standpoint to do that, all right? Because you would just click on MQT, you can say buy, you can say send, you can say swap. Now, for those of you that may be big bag holders of MQT one day, and as the price of MQT goes from $6.16 to $600.16, you might want to swap that token one day, all right? I'm just going to let you know right now, you will have the opportunity to do that, but you will need to swap it for USDT, AVAX. All right. So if I want to do my max of 3.703, of course, I'll need a little bit of Avalanche to pay for that 0.004 cents in network fee. But that 3.7 MQT is worth 22 bucks. All right, I could do that swap. Now, that is what you want to do the swap with, because that is what Movequest is paired to. Okay. But once you swap it, it will allow you to swap it. You'll have that MQT that you can use. You could swap it into anything else. Like you could take it and turn it into Bitcoin. You could turn it into some other tokens here. You could take your Tether, swap it for USDC, some other tokens on the chain. Bitcoin, you can turn it into, I do believe you can do all that stuff. So all that being said, this opportunity in general, right? And I want you guys to hear me on this. I want you guys to just think about this for a second. With just what I've explained to you guys so far today, and putting all the pieces together in my own head, one of the things I told myself is, because I have the opportunity to mine this MQT with my physical body. Now, I may have to open my mining docks. I may have to pay for some miners. I have to invest some of my own personal monies into cryptocurrency and then turn it into these mining NFTs, which are then assets that I own, right? Which turns into mining the MQT. But then on the flip side, I can turn this MQT that I've mined, of course, in process, to USDT on the Avalanche blockchain, and then to whatever I want. That essentially is telling me that I can mine whatever cryptocurrency I want by participating in the Movequest opportunity. Now, of course, my knowledge in cryptocurrency allows me to make the certain transfers and different stuff, turning MQT into another token. But in general, keeping it very, very simple, I am able to, with my physical movement on a day-to-day basis, I'm able to mine not only MQT, but I can turn that into essentially mining whatever cryptocurrency that I want. That means XRP, that means Bitcoin, that means Solana, that means Polygon, that means Base, that means Arbitrum, that means Avalanche, that means BNB, that means Litecoin, Ethereum, you name it. For my physical body, that allows me to play in the game. That allows me the opportunity to be in the game. All right? Now, some of the stuff that we went through today, like purchasing crypto, you got to learn how to do that. Learning how to get on your wallet, which is very, very easy. Acquiring the wallet is very, very easy. MetaMask does a great job walking you through the steps of how to use its product because it wants to be of service to you, especially the folks out there that are new in crypto. They want to be of service to you, all right? So, a couple things that we've talked about so far, okay? There are many different ways to experience Movequest, but getting started, the few things that you will need a wallet, a decentralized wallet. My hard suggestion is MetaMask, all right? Once you have MetaMask, you want to acquire some Avalanche, okay? Get that Avalanche, get it in your wallet, all right? Get it in your MetaMask wallet. Then from there, you want to use either the browser that has the MetaMask extension on your computer, or you can go straight to the MetaMask app on your phone. As you see me pulling it up, y'all see me pulling it up right there. I can press Explore on the bottom right, or the bottom left, and then I can pull up Movequest.com right here on my device, right? I know for those of you that can see the top right, it shows my wallet is connected. And I could go through the same process that I went through on the computer right there on my phone. It's an amazing thing. But what you're seeing right here on my phone is from the MetaMask internet browser, okay? MetaMask has its own browser on the app. You can go to Google, just like you would go on Gmail browser. I can go to google.com. Well, actually, that's probably a bad example because I typed in google.com and it brought up the Google app. I could go to somethingelse.com. I could go to, Movequest.com is what we're already talking about, but you type in movequest.com at the top, right? You see that? You press go, and it'll bring you right there to the home page, right? At the top right, you hit dashboard. You click on dashboard. It's going to prompt you to do what? Connect your wallet. All I've got to do is press that button. Let me see if I can press it. Boop. And it's connected. I don't mind Instacart. But it's connected now. All right? So it's a very, very simple process, ladies and gentlemen. It may take you some time. It may take you some resources. All right? You might have to go and actually purchase crypto for the first time. But ladies and gentlemen, if we're taking the time to go purchase crypto and go toss it at a wall and some of these other projects that are out here that aren't giving you nearly the transparency, nearly the capability to use legit tools like DApp browsers and connect your wallets in safe ways to it. Now, there are going to be some platforms out there that allow you to connect your wallet to it. And you want to make sure that those projects are what you mean to connect your wallet to. Just using Movequest as an example, you want to make sure that you are connecting to movequest.com. Not .io, not .net, not .biz, nothing like that. Movequest.com. One of the beautiful things about MetaMask browser, it gives you the opportunity to say, hey, is this really what you want to do? You press accept, and then you go, or whatever it prompts you to say, okay, confirm or whatever. All right. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Hopefully that's making some sense to you guys. It is very, very simple to be a part of the Movequest opportunity. Now, you may have to purchase some miners, but ladies and gentlemen, when you purchase miners or when you assist someone in purchasing miners, let me just do this really quickly, because once you've got in the game, you're in the game. Once you've got connected, you're connected. Ladies and gentlemen, we can go to the store. One of the things that has just popped up in our ecosystem is the ability to use these Q chips, these Quest chips. And what these Quest chips allow you to do is they allow you to purchase some of our entry-level miners. The Trailblazer and the Explorer, both mining at least 100% mining capacity, both costing at least $100 worth of Q chips, okay? Now, if I wanted to purchase $100 worth of Q chips, each Q chip is worth 10 cents, all right? So obviously I'm gonna have to purchase a good amount of Q chips to be able to get $100 worth of miners. So as we can see, 1,000 Q chips is $100, okay? It's gonna cost me 10.60 AVAX, all right? Now, to purchase this, you want to make sure that you have at least $100 or at least 10.6041 worth of AVAX in your MetaMask wallet. If you don't, and you get to this point where it says you're about to purchase 1,000 Q chips, it's not going to let you. It'll say purchase failed. All providers failed for network AVAX because you don't have enough Avalanche in your wallet. I think that's why that came up. I'm going to just make sure that's the reason why that came up, because I know I don't. All right. Am I connected? I am connected. Okay. So with that being said, when you purchase Q chips, okay, you then have the ability to buy or assemble is the better way to say it, some miners. Now, hopefully this will be able to be done on this pretty soon, where you'll be able to purchase. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. You'll be able to go ahead and get your miners right here in your back office back here. Now, I do believe you'll have to do this on the application. But here's the beautiful thing about what we've already done, because we've linked the application to our MetaMask wallets already. All right. Our account on Movequest is pretty much what dictates our account, different than anybody else's account, is our personal wallet address. So whether I'm in the application or I'm on the desktop, it's all linked. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. Once you've got it linked and right, you're good to go. But the ability to purchase these miners, I have not seen here on the desktop version. But if you go to the Movequest application, all right, And here's another thing that when I get my screen mirroring correct, I want to show you guys how easy it is to be able to submit your proof of physical activity every day. You will have to do it on the application. This is what the application looks like. All right. As you can see, I've been pretty active today already. All right. I've got my almost 2 hours of workout in, about 3 hours of sleep or so, I guess. And I got over 10,000 steps already, and it's not even 4:00 p.m. yet. So I know I got some work to do to get to where I want to be for today, but I've gotten the hard work done already. Okay. But here's what I want to share with you guys. Okay. This is important for the introduction. Okay. At the top right, let me turn on my let me see. I'm gonna turn on my do not disturb. All right, so I have a bunch of stuff coming up. But once you're here at that top right, you're gonna see a little wallet with an avalanche symbol on it. I'm gonna click it. So you will have the ability to switch through different networks. For those of you that are already in Movequest, you know that Movequest is going to be on several different blockchains. This is where you will be able to switch through them, okay? But at the top, you will see the wallet address for your spending wallet. Your spending wallet is pretty much your in-app wallet, right? That is the wallet that you are funding. That's the wallet address that you are funding with Avalanche to pay your submission fees, okay? So that's very, very important to have some Avalanche in there. And it'll tell you how much is there. Now at the top, you'll also see spending and external. What external is going to show you is what's going on in your MetaMask wallet. All right, so as you can see in my external wallet, I've got some MQT there, that 3.7. I've got some Q chips there. I've got some BMed. We don't have to talk about that, but that's the Bullish Moon community. Shout out to them. And I've got my Avalanche there. So it's showing me how much Avalanche I have in my MetaMask wallet, okay? I can disconnect that wallet at any time, which of course would disconnect my view of my account here. But just so you guys can see where that is in your application, is at the top right, okay? Where that wallet sign is. Now, y'all see that big old neon green sign down there? I'm doing the best I can to show y'all the application here because I haven't figured out how to mirror the screen on OBS yet. So I'm going to say that a few times so you guys kind of get the gist, okay? I'm doing the best that I can here. But once you click that neon sign, that is where we get to one of the most important things that you are going to do in this ecosystem, okay? I'm going to say it one more time. This is one of the most important thing, if not the most important thing, aside from getting our miners and getting a part of the ecosystem and connecting our wallets and being part of Movequest, is submitting our proof of physical activity. This is how we mine MQT, all right? Now, whether you're a Titan 18 Titan owner like myself and you're paying that $7.43 worth of mining fees or whatever the case may, or the submission fees, or you're a person that's just getting started with, you know, with your Phantom miners, right? You're just getting started with the free miners that they give you access to, which each one of them that you use, you have up to 18 that you can use at for like 130 something days for free. You do have to pay the submission fees on that, so that could be anywhere from, I believe, 10 cents to $1.80 per day. All right, but ladies and gentlemen, we spend way more than $1.80 per day on miscellaneous crap, especially here in America. I'll speak for Americans. I won't speak for everybody else in the world, but I know even folks that ain't got nowhere to live, they don't have a house, they're spending $1.80 per day. Okay, so the affordability level of this opportunity is there, but you want to get back here, and this is what it looks like. All right, it's going to show you how many steps that you did, and it's going to read for the last 2 days. Okay, so these last 2 days are what I have the opportunity to submit my proof of physical activity for. Okay, so you guys see that? Do you see how both of those are green and they still say submit? All right, one of them I've already attached Boost to. I've talked about Boost before. We'll talk about Boost for another video, but that's just another amazing thing that Movequest has done to keep us engaged. You know, just imagine, just keeping it short, if I did 10,000 steps a day, but I had an opportunity to turn that into 12,000 steps per day and earn off that instead of 10,000. That is what having a boost can do for you. Or if I, one day really killed it, right? Like yesterday I did 15,000 steps, and let's say today I only did 1,000. That rest boost is going to allow me to take the best day that I've had over the last 3 days and use that information to submit to the blockchain and earn off of that MQT. How awesome is that? Ladies, I got to clap that up. I know I didn't want to spend too much time talking about that, but I had to clap that up. All right. So when we are submitting our proof of physical activity, okay, all we got to do is click the box. Okay, what it's going to bring up at the bottom, you'll see everything corresponding, right? How much spending balance you have, what the submission fee is, all right? So for those of you that can see that, I'm trying to hold it as close as I can. Y'all see my spending balance is 3.4 Avalanche. The submission fee I need to pay to submit my proof of physical activity on the blockchain is 0.786 or something like that, right? Total fees at the bottom, 0.78685. It'll let me know if I don't have enough. It'll say that spending balance is in red, all right? And if I try to hit submit and not have enough, it'll prompt me, okay, to add some Avalanche to my spending wallet. But I do have enough, so I'm gonna try to press this button here and submit. And you'll see transaction in progress, submitted successfully. Ladies and gentlemen, let's clap that up. How much time did that take? To submit my proof of physical activity on the blockchain just now, how much time did that take? Now, granted, I had to take some time to get myself set up. I had to get the application. I had to maybe jump on the Web3 and make a deposit of some Avalanche to my spending wallet. I may have had to do some things to get myself started right. But let's just say I have this, right? And what this is going to do for you, based on what level you are mining at, in your mining doc section, as you can say, this is my mining doc, right? As you can see, I wasn't capping. I may have a hat on, but I wasn't capping. I've got 18 docking slots filled up with 18 Titans, which means I'm mining at 7,200%. I'm proud of that. It took a lot of work for me to get there. It took a very personal investment to get there and a very personal belief in what Movequest was going to do in my life to be able to make this step to get this amount, to get this in. Some of you are going to run the numbers on how much that costs. It's thousands of dollars. I'm not going to be fake with y'all. A lot of us have spent thousands of dollars, though, in platforms in this space that have ran off on us and had no technology like what we're experiencing here in Movequest. Couldn't show us what they were doing, couldn't show us much of anything, all right? But I digress. This is going to show you, this section right here, under your active miners, is going to show you how much in submission fees you are going to be paying. Not anybody else, just your wallet and your account based on how many docking slots you have open and how many miners you have in them. For me, it was very important to be at the top. Yes, it's going to cost a little bit more out of my pockets to be at the level that I'm at. But ladies and gentlemen, one of the most amazing things that Movequest is getting ready to implement. Y'all remember those Q chips that I talked about? I forget the equation right now off the top of my head, but we are going to be rewarded in Q chips for making our submission. And the more in submission fees that we are paying, the more Q chips we get on a day-to-day basis. Now, don't quote me on this, but I do believe that for $7.43 worth of worth of AVAX submitted on a day-to-day basis, I'm gonna be earning like 74.3 Q chips. 74.3 Q chips per day. Now, I could be wrong on that. Tune in tonight for the call. I'll make sure that I do another video on that to kind of share with you guys what that is. And I'm almost certain that it will be back here in the store or somewhere when this is launched and live. Us making our submissions is going to earn us Q chips, okay? That's going to allow us to be able to purchase miners. All right, that's also going to trigger a commission for the uplines. So a lot of uplines are going to be so excited about that. While we are not going to see our submission fees decrease for some time, they will not increase. That's something that we ought to be clapping up. I can plan out many days, months, even years in advance if I wanted to. How much it's going to cost me to submit for a whole year? On the blockchain right now, we know that 365 days are in a year. We know for myself, I'm going to be paying $7.43 per day to submit on the blockchain with these Titans. I do not plan on decreasing the amount that I'm mining with. When these docking slots open, I only plan to add more Titans in there. So yes, my submission fees may increase due to opening of more docking slots and putting Titans in them later on down the line. But right now, if I wanted to plan out submitting on the blockchain for 365 days of the year, earning as much MQT as I could based on my own personal movement on a day-to-day basis, which we all know is going to vary from person to person. Ladies and gentlemen, that is $2,700 and 11 27. Let me just say it this way: $2,711.95. Y'all see that 365 times 743? Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that that's very, very affordable to have the opportunity to acquire a valuable token that isn't in the pennies. We're not talking about an MQ. We're not talking about a token that's like 0.00072 per coin, and it's just got a saturated market and all this different. All people earning have to buy like 50,000 billion coins with $10 or whatever. No, we're talking about a token that has a value of $6.16 right now. That's comparable to even Avalanche. And Avalanche has way more folks that are using its blockchain and using its token than Movequest has it using its. And here, I got to show you another thing that is just the beauty of full transparency and doing things on chain. Okay, I'm just adding this in here. I'm going to share my screen, and I want to go to global stats. This is something that everyone that has access to the Movequest back office has access to themselves. You can see for at least the last month or so how many folks have submitted on the blockchain, how many individual wallets have submitted on the blockchain. And we are talking about an average of right around 2,000 wallets. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you guys the opportunity, MQT right now is sitting at $6.15, right? And this is with a community of 2,000 people. Can we just all agree that 2,000 people in the scope of the world is not a lot of people in the ecosystem right now? The best time to be a part of Movequest is right now. The best time to be acquiring the MQT token is right now. It's right now. There is no other better time. All right? And if it ain't right now, it's later today. And if it ain't later today, it's tomorrow. All right? Now, I say that a little bit in jest, but I say that in all seriousness, okay? You want to be able to mine this token. You also want to be able to earn on this token. Okay, now I've done a video on the hatchery, but the hatchery is another amazing tool that Movequest has for us to be able to earn even more MQT for the same submissions that we are doing on a day-to-day basis. Now, the stipulation to the hatchery is you must submit your proof of physical activity. But it doesn't matter whether you have one miner that you're paying 10 cents to submit on per day, or if you have 18 Titans and 18 docking slots that you're paying over $7 to submit on every single day. If you are taking a part of these hatcheries, let me make sure y'all can see this. This nest, just from the nest example, right? The minimum that you can participate in the nest is $5. Okay, this is your gateway to the most beautiful staking mechanism that there is on the planet, in my opinion, and that is the golden hatchery here in Movequest. All right, but let's just stick to the nest for just a second. All right, for those folks that just got in, maybe you just decided to test and purchase your first $5 of MQT. You don't have no plans with it. You just want to have it, hold it, love it, you know. But you might want to consider using the hatchery. Okay, here's what the hatchery allows you to do. It allows you to stake. All right, and during the staking period, you're going to earn a daily reward. Now, here's one of the most amazing things. I even use this example for those of you that are that have a lot of money, that have a lot of crypto, I have a lot of opportunity to participate in Movequest at the big level, right? But you may not understand the docking slots and mining and all that stuff. You just want to kind of get a feel for what it is, what it means to submit on a day-to-day basis, and all that different stuff, right? But let's just say you had it in your pockets that you could afford to own a lot of MQT, right? And let's just use an outlandish example, right? I have 3.7 MQT, and that's why it's showing me that. That's how much I have in my MetaMask wallet right now, okay? I have plenty in the Golden Hatchery. I've got a lot going on in my Golden Hatchery. I'll let that load up. It might take some time to load all the different cards that I have in the Golden Hatchery. But let's just keep it down to this nest. Let's just say I put 10,000 MQT, right? 10,000 MQT is $61,611. Would you guys agree that anybody has the ability to put $61,000 worth of crypto into a project probably has a good amount of money, right? Now, what this hatchery is enabling you to do with every submission that you make, whether that's the submission with one miner costing you 10 cents per day or that one with 18 miners, right? You are going to get a daily reward of 0.0003 MQT per MQT deposited. All right. So with 10,000 MQT deposited, right? We know that if we move the decimal point over to, that's 0.03% of 10,000 MQT, which is what's getting that 30 MQT as your max reward per day, right? But why wouldn't we submit for, even if it was just at that 10,000, that 10 cent level, why wouldn't we spend that 10 cents to submit on the blockchain to earn that max reward of 30 MQT per day? Or whatever the figure is that it gives you, right? We make that choice, right? But it gets more, I mean, at let's just say MQT is $6 and 6 times 30. Right? That's $180 rounded per day that you're getting extra just for submitting that 10 cents on the blockchain, that 10 cents of submission fees. It could have been that you had 18 Titans, right? The $7.43 example. $180 is still more than that. Now, I understand that I'm using an outlandish example, right? So what if we just used 1,000 MQT, all right? We knew we wanted to get into this Golden Hatchery. We used 1,000 MQT. That's around $6,000, a little over $6,000. I'm going to get a max reward of 3 MQT, right? But that's me putting that $1,000, and I didn't really even participate in opening docking slots or anything like that. I might be using the Phantom miners, whatever the case may be, right? Paying the submission fees. But once we submit, we're getting an extra 3 MQT per day, regardless of what our physical activity was that day, regardless of how many steps we got. Because we participated in the hatchery, deposited some MQT in the hatchery, and decided to submit daily, we're going to be getting a reward for that. Now, of course, we don't see that reward until, in this example, this 10 days is up, right? But there's a lot that you get to do from that 10 days. You get to jump from there into the Golden Hatchery if you choose. And the numbers in the Golden Hatchery for that same 1,000 MQT, ladies and gentlemen, it's a whole lot different. All right. Now, mind you, there are a whole lot of different stipulations. They start at 30 days. This starts at 30 days. All right. So for 1,000 MQT, talking about 0.0005 per MQT, which is a max reward of 15 MQT per day. just for submitting our proof of physical activity, that's a game changer. Now, we may not be able to experience that growth until we get to that 30 days. All right, or that 75 days, or that 135, or that 210, or that 325, depending on the tier. All right, and depending on the availability. Tier 5 is closed up. Tier 4, you might want to get a part of. You can run those numbers on 1,000 MQT in Tier 4. Ladies and gentlemen, in Tier 4, it's locked up for 210 days, all right? That's $6,161 worth of MQT locked up for 210 days. But that's a daily reward of 0.0022 per MQT for a max reward of 586 MQT. Now, even if we just put a small number of MQT, what if it's just 10 MQT, right? Just 10 MQT, $60 worth of MQT. We just got out of the nest hatchery, and then we dropped it in Tier 4. But ladies and gentlemen, look at the opportunity that is there for us. And of course, let's just say I got my math wrong. Let's just say I got my math wrong. It's doing the math for me. It tells me what my total deposit. Now, I told you I was lit. I'm lit in this golden hatchery now. I'm lit. I've got 540 MQT in the golden hatchery right now. All right? And I have them sparsed out. All Tier 4 except for one I have in Tier 5. All right? I got one in Tier 5. But the rest of them, all rest 9 of them I have in Tier 4. I love checking in here and looking at, looks at the value at deposit, total deposit, average MQT price at deposit, current reward on my MQT. And I think I might have been flexing the max reward. I think that's max reward out of 30 days. How much you can totally earn in 30 days, not per day. But as you can see, it's keeping track for me. My current reward value right now is 136 more MQT, which is valued right now at $838. That's with MQT being at $6 and some. If it goes to 10, this number is going to jump crazy. If it goes to 20, 30, 40, 50, hallelujah. But we already know MQT has been at $100 before, ladies and gentlemen. So I know this has every bit of opportunity. And I know I've talked about the hatchery, and it's obviously something that the beginners can take advantage of, because some of you may not be able to jump in here and open all your docking slots immediately, but you will be able to jump in here and buy MQT, and you may just be paying a few cents per day in your submission fees. But ladies and gentlemen, you can take advantage of this compounding that's going on in the nest and in the golden hatchery once you completed your nest. Now, this incubator is a different type of hatchery. This allows you, if you're a person that says, hey, I want more powerful miners for my entry in the hatchery, I'll pay the AVAX and all that different stuff to be able to participate in the hatchery and get some more powerful miners immediately. All right, you have the ability to do that. This is something that I actually started off in and then kind of just migrated into the golden hatchery from there. To get into the golden hatchery, you got to come from the nest or the incubator. Just putting that out there, all right? I want to remind everyone, with these submission fees, they didn't used to do this, and hopefully we're going to get some more information on this tonight. So I want everybody to tune in. Movequest.live tonight. Movequest.live, I believe, at 7 o'clock. We're going to be hearing from Miss Lynette Arden, and hopefully she'll be sharing some more information about what those Q-chips and how much Q-chips. She's already shared the formula. I just forget it right now. But we're going to be getting Q-chips for at a certain formula for every submission that we're making on a daily basis. That's going to allow some of you guys that are just getting started to really kind of earn your way into getting these miners for you. This is allowing your submission fees to not just feel like wasted, and it isn't already, because our submission fees are going to the liquidity of this token. which is increasing its market value. It's increasing its strength in the market. It's a true community project, and we can see where our money's going. We can see where the submission fees are going to the health of this project. We know it's not just only 10% based on what we have been shared with the tokenomics of this company. Only 10% is even going to the development of this project. Everything else is going into the liquidity of the project. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is something I do believe everyone should be a part of. I know I got excited to start talking about hatchery stuff, but just to kind of recap some of the things that we talked about in this video so far, okay? To get a part of Movequest, which I know that everybody in the crypto world is going to want to do. I just know it. It's only a matter of time. And if that's you right now, please contact me, okay? All you need is my link. All you need is a link from someone that is in there already, and you're free to roam and do what you got to do. There's plenty of videos and stuff to help you get onboarded and stuff like that. But you will need some Avalanche. You will need a DApp browser. Hopefully you're using MetaMask. And for those of you that are using MetaMask, if you share MetaMask with others, there are rewards for you in that too. You'll be able to earn rewards in the MetaMask ecosystem just for sharing an essential tool that all Movequesters are going to want to have when they're using it. So that's just another way to leverage your relationships and sharing good tools with people that are going to be using Movequest. For those of you that have never used crypto before, you've never been in crypto before, I do not want this to scare you away from an amazing opportunity. This is the perfect opportunity to learn how to take something that is as practical as our day-to-day movement, ladies and gentlemen. Things that we may take for granted, but as practical as our day-to-day movement, and start to earn rewards in crypto from it. This is the perfect opportunity to start learning about what cryptocurrency is and the amazing things that it can do in communities from a practical thing that we do every day, like move our bodies. We don't have to be savants. We don't have to be the most educated people in the world. We don't have to have college degrees. You don't even gotta be 18. This is a decentralized project. You can be a college student, and I give this example all the time. For those of you that have heard me say it, college stadiums, basketball arenas, and I'm just talking about the United States. I'm not even talking about the world yet. But just in college campuses all over the United States, can you imagine? We're already using Apple Watches. We're already using our phones. What if the tens and thousands and hundreds of thousands of us attached ourselves to an opportunity like Movequest, and we started taking the stuff that we are already doing on a day-to-day basis and submitting our proof of physical activity to the blockchain and mining this MQT token? With community growth, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see MQT skyrocket. Mark my words. It has the ability to do and reach the levels of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is around 60,000, 70,000 right now. Can you imagine MQT at $70,000 per token? I can. And if you can't, it's okay. Borrow some of my belief. That is perfectly fine too. If you got to borrow some of my belief, I'm going to start using that all the time. Because I understand some people just don't get it. They don't understand. Some people have been so jaded in this space because some of the things that we have learned, like how to buy crypto, how to send crypto, how to be a part of some of these platforms that just want to take, we have allowed them to jade our mindset on crypto in general. We have learned some of the most amazing things in our experiences in those different projects that failed us, that are going to help us in the future. We have learned how to acquire an asset like cryptocurrency. We have learned how to receive it. We have learned how to send it. We have maybe even learned about some of these DApp wallets and some of these capabilities that are here with browsing the Web3 world of crypto, which is like the internet. It's like the new internet. It's the same internet, but it's like a new internet. So all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want any new person to be intimidated by this. If you need help, the help is there for you. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. If you move your body, you can participate in Movequest. All right? You can learn how to acquire the minors. You can learn how to submit your proof of physical activity. But I don't want anybody in the world to believe that Movequest isn't something that they can participate in and participate in today. In the time that I spent doing this video, each one of you that have watched me could have onboarded, bought your Avalanche. If you have the money available, you bought your Avalanche, you could have sent it over to your in-app wallet and started submitting on your proof of physical activity for the last 48 hours. Because it's retroactive 48 hours. All right? For those of you that did not know, when you get into your application, you'll be able to see that for yourself. You'll see once you've connected, you will have to... There's one more thing that I want to mention. In the settings of your application, all right, you will go to your Movequest app. It's coming up right now. I'm going to show you guys this the best I can. All right. When it loads up at the bottom, you'll see a little gear, right? I'm going to click that gear. It's going to give you a whole bunch of different settings, app settings, notification settings, data settings, security settings, all right? You want to go to data settings. It's going to show health permissions, manage permissions, okay? Depending on where you want to get your information from. I like getting my information from my Apple Watch, all right? You can get it from your phone. You get your steps from your phone. You can choose your data source, all right? You want to make sure that you are allowing Movequest to see your or have access to your permissions for your health, whether that's in your health app for Apple, whether that's Google Health or whatever it is for Android. You want to make sure that it's able to read that information, all right? But once it is, you are able to submit that, and the more you move, the more you mine, all right? This is move to earn. So the more you move, the more you mine, all right? If you're one of those people that move a whole lot, you're going to mine more than the folks that have the same miners and the same power and all that different stuff that you can kind of change and upgrade on your own, or even downgrade if you choose to, whatever the case may be, all right? The more you move, the more you mine. And here's one thing that I'm going to end the video with today, and I'm going to get on out of here. The Miner Match Challenge, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to clap it up for myself because we are getting down to the last 13 days for me personally. All right? Now, for those of you out there, you guys might be on a timer that's less than that. So I want to clap it up for you guys, because what that means is that you have been submitting your proof of physical activity every day since December the 13th, all right? So if you are celebrating less than 10 days or around 10 days, shout out to you, and I want to clap it up one more time for you, because you are setting the example. If you are submitting your proof of physical activity every day, you're going to be so excited to be seeing that 100% miner match on all the different blockchains that this is getting ready to go to. I have submitted at least 77 times. I've got 13 more days out of the 152 that I had available to start with to reach my 93 days of submission to earn, and I truly mean earn. All right, because that means whether my physical activity days were good or whether they were bad. I submitted the most, as often as I could, and I'm going to be so excited to receive 18 Titans and 18 docking slots on all of the different blockchains that Movequest is going to be attaching itself to. So I'm so excited about that. And for those of you that have been a part of the challenge, you should be excited too. Yeah, clap it up. And listen, for those of you that are not in the challenge, it's not too late for you to start earning and to start submitting your proof of activity and at least getting 15% of what you are mining with. All right. So if you just have one docking slot open and you have, one miner in it, I don't know exactly what that will equate to. You might have to click on mirror promo details and figure that out. But it'll show you for yourself what that'll turn into. But ladies and gentlemen, anything is better than nothing. All right. If I could get 60 days submitted and I am just starting today, and there are enough days to get that achieved, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try and do it. So for those of you that are out there, get as much as you can from this challenge, because ladies and gentlemen, one day you're going to be able to build a stockpile that kind of looks like this. Let me show y'all how many miners I got. I got 63 miners that are not being used right now, from navigators all the way up to titans. And I tell you what, when leasing is available, when MQT, the price of MQT gets to a point where it's so high that people aren't going to be able to purchase these navigators or trailblazers and explorers for $100, $150. They may have to use one MQT to purchase a trailblazer. And if one MQT is $500, then you got to pay $500 for one trailblazer. Right now, you got the opportunity to get it for $100. So I would get as many miners as you can. And whatever miners you are not using in your dock slot, you set away. You own these. Ladies and gentlemen, I own all of these NFTs, all of these miners. And until I decide to either send them to somebody else, which I can do, put them for leasing when leasing is available, ladies and gentlemen, they are mine to own. I own these. And I can look these up on chain. This isn't a speculative ownership, right? I'm not speculating whether I own this Titan, because I can transfer this miner right now. I can send this Titan to any one of you watching. All I would need is a wallet address or the username, and I can send you a Titan right now, right? Because I own them. So all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there's so much here, but I really wanted to just talk about what it's going to take for you to get started, all right? You will need your MetaMask browser. You will need MetaMask. You might need an extension if you're using a desktop. You will need the application if you're using your phone. You will need the Movequest application. You will need to purchase Avalanche, okay? Or if you're watching this in the future, when we launch on all these different chains like Polygon and BNB and all the different other chains, Movequest, you will need to have the native token for that chain, all right? But ladies and gentlemen, the ability to get whatever you need is there for you, all right? And I'm not far. I'm not hard to find. ASEB's got 8 more days. That's what I'm talking about. I got to clap it up for that. 8 more days, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all don't understand. For those of you that don't understand what that means that this man or woman, I'm not sure, and I don't want to, but this wallet, this decentralized wallet that has 8 days left, oh man, that means they have been submitting their proof of physical activity just about every day. I don't think that person has missed a day. So ASEB3, shout out to you, because you, whether you want to believe it or not, are a leader. You're a leader in Movequest. As we have watched the amount of submissions globally go down over the last couple months, folks like myself and you, and like folks like my dad, and folks that are tapped into what Movequest is doing, that understand the long game, folks like Hayden and Herschel and all the members of the core team, and all the folks out there that are advocates for Movequest and all things Movequest. Shout out to you, ASEB3, because that's a huge deal. 8 more days. You've got 1 more day and a week until you've got matching miners, whatever that is, on all the different blockchains. So you should be feeling pretty daggone good right now. All right. And me sitting at my 13 days, knowing that I missed a few days, I think I'm the perfect story for not being perfect, but still being in the game. I got 13 days left. I may have 5 more days than ASEB3, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm still within my threshold to get what I am achieving, what I want to achieve. And this is just stuff in the Movequest ecosystem that we're talking about. We're not even talking about the personal life change. Like, I'm trying to stand up, y'all, but my headphone cord is under my seat. So I don't want to break my headphones. All right, just talking about, look, this is about the best shape I've been in my life. I did all that just to stand up and show y'all that I'm in pretty decent shape. All right, I'm proud of the work that I've done on my body and the work that I've put in, and some of y'all see through my shorts and all the different stuff that I got going on. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you that Movequest has been my accountability partner every step of the way, because it gives me something to check into on a day-to-day basis that's lined up with my goals. I want to be more active. I want to get more steps in. I want to get better sleep. It's keeping me accountable. But on top of that, I'm earning a reward in doing so. And ladies and gentlemen, for being a person that shares Movequest, helping people get their introductory miners, whether it's just opening some docking slots or getting their first few Q chips so they can start assembling miners for themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, when I help somebody get a $100 miner, I get $50 worth of Avalanche. Immediately. Why wouldn't you want that? For helping somebody to acquire an NFT that they will own for the rest of their life unless they decide to transfer it or send it to somebody else. Helping them get a few $100s of Avalanche together so that they can start getting the ball moving. Or maybe not even a few $100s, but of course to get what I'm talking about, it has to be a few $100s, because if they get a few miners, guess what you get? You get 50% of the purchase of those miners that they did. It's only one level, so it's only going to be that the people that you help, right, personally, that are under you, use your wallet address, that you're going to get that on. This is not multi-level marketing in that sense at all. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a commission. You do the work, you get the reward. You help somebody get set up in Movequest, you help them purchase their Q chips, which allows them to assemble their first few miners. Ladies and gentlemen, you're getting 50%. All right? Excuse me. You can do your own math on how much that is going to run if you got 18 docking slots. Let's just say they're all $100 to open a docking slot. I think right now they're $80, so you better take advantage of that. But let's just say they're $100 for future reference. Then you've got 18 $100 miners. $1,800 miners is $1,800. You help somebody acquire their assets. They didn't just waste $1,800. Now they have $1,800 worth of miners that they are going to start using and as they start walking and doing all the stuff, they're getting their return on a day-to-day basis. All they got to do is submit their proof of physical activity wherever it may be. And if they're mining with 18 Trailblazers, that's $1.80. $1.80 a day. As soon as they acquire those miners, ladies and gentlemen, the person that helps them gets 50% of what they just spent on those miners. Now, if you need a quick $1,000, you might want to go help a few people go and purchase their miners. If they are interested, they may want to purchase some miners. They have free ones available, but you only have them for 130-some days. And I know 130-some days may seem like a long time. All right? It may seem like a long time. But ladies and gentlemen, that is a gift, first of all, for Movequest. Second of all, that is not a long time. Especially when you're talking about a project that's going to be here for a long time. So anyway, I'm getting excited, but you guys understand the drift. I just wanted to spend some time to let you guys know how easy onboarding with Movequest is. I tried to show the best that I could. I know I couldn't show a whole lot of the mirroring stuff on my phone just yet, but I will be able to do that. I'm motivated to be able to give you guys the most value from me being a part of this experience, because one thing that's very valuable is I'm going to stay in pretty decent shape, all right? Based on my own habits and based on what this is rewarding me with for just getting my steps in on a daily basis and getting my workouts in. But ladies and gentlemen, because I'm a core team member, because I've been in this space for a long time, in my opinion, and I've seen a lot of stuff happen in this space, and I want to bring more projects and more things that are going to benefit people and aren't just going to run away on people. This is the perfect opportunity in the crypto space to be able to learn while you earn, to be able to move and earn at the same time. burning and earning. All right. Burning calories is what I'm talking about. All right. With that being said, y'all, I didn't want to be on here too long. It's 4 o'clock already, Eastern time. I hope you guys got some value from this today. If you want to run it back and watch it again, feel free to do that. If you want to share this with somebody that may need this energy today, they may need this encouragement, they may need this information. All right. I may have been talking for a while. Tell them to pace it through. But this is going to be something that they are going to want to watch. They are going to want to engage in. They're going to want to just kind of get in their system a little bit. There are so many videos that are available on the Movequest YouTube channel. There are replays from all the many calls that we've had over the years. So you want to go ahead and get that information. ASEB says, I'll have 36 Titans times 5 mirror. Got to clap that up one more time. ASEB! ASEB 3. That's what I'm talking about. We're so excited, and we need to see some more of you guys out there that want to be at this level, that want to be tightening up and earning at this level. And when we see Movequest go to $100, $150, $200, we already know the world is going to pay attention then. We're not talking to those people that just want to wait till that time. If that's you, that's okay. We'll be here. We'll be here. The backdrop may look a little different. The microphone, the shirt, the drip, it might look a little different. Everything that you're seeing right now may look a little bit different when you guys decide to tap in with what Movequest has going on. But ladies and gentlemen, for those that are willing to learn just a little bit right now, to get out there and do what we do already and decide we are not going to take it for granted, our personal and our ability to move and put left foot in front of right foot and put right arm in front of left arm or whatever it is that we're doing with these bodies, just moving them, right? We're going to learn something new about cryptocurrency. We're going to learn about Movequest. We are going to engage with the community that's here, right? We're going to share our stories. We're going to motivate people. We're going to share our journeys in Movequest. And then when we see it go to $100, $200, $300, there are going to be more of us that are going to be willing to share the good news about what Movequest has done for them. Right now, for those of you that are just getting started, take this opportunity to learn how to submit. Take this opportunity to build a new habit of personal movement, right? Some of us have not moved very much. We've been sitting in chairs like this for a long time, typing in on computers. But ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to start adapting some better habits. What better habit than going to taking a walk for 30 minutes a day, adding that to our daily mode of operation. Maybe clicking on our watches and just, dancing in our living room, right? Just getting a little 1-2 in. Dun, 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 dun. Whatever you want to do, right? But this is the perfect place to learn these things and take it at your own pace. All right? We'll be here to help. There's a customer support team that's here to help. Everything that you guys need all over the world is available. They're going to be adding languages to the website very soon, so this will be more marketable to the world. All right? Tune in tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right? Movequest.live. All right? Lynette is going to be speaking to the community, hopefully sharing a little bit more about the Q chips and how they are applied when we submit our proof of physical activity. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a huge deal because that's going to allow people to start building their assets. They're going to be able to take those Q chips that they've been earning from their proof of physical activity and submitting that proof of physical activity, and they're going to start to be able to acquire miners. And for those of you that have people on your team that are going to be doing that, you're going to start to see some of those commissions rolling into your back office and you being able to claim them, and you now having maybe a little bit more buffer in your submission fees as you submit and continue to be a great role model in your own community about what Movequest can do. All right, it is here to change lives, whether it's just from the physical movement of our body increasing or our wallets increasing. I think ASEB understands, and Ali Boumaye, you'll get it as soon as you get on in the system, or hopefully you're already in it. But this is something that's going to change lives. Now, I don't want anybody to say I didn't tell you, because I told you. All right, Thursday, March 5th at 4:11 p.m. Told y'all, like I've been telling y'all since 2024, Movequest is where you want to be. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, Movequest is where you want to be. All right. With that being said, put your 2FA on all the platforms that will allow you. Put it on all the wallets that you have, all the wallets that will allow you to do it, because crypto is indeed the Wild Wild West, y'all. If you ain't strapped, you're bound to get hacked. Ask me how I know it. It's not very fun. Make sure when you're getting a part of decentralized wallets that you write down your key phrases, okay? If the wallet doesn't give you a key phrase, you don't own that crypto. All right? So, if you're purchasing crypto from exchanges, make sure you have a decentralized wallet like MetaMask that you can go ahead and send that crypto to, so you own the keys, you own the crypto, and never, ever, ever give anybody those keys. All right? Nobody! Unless you really, really, really love them, or they're a part of who is, your choice. But you understand what I'm saying, all right? With that being said, I'm done. I'm out. Hope y'all enjoyed the live today. And pretty soon, I'll get everything situated to where I'd like it, so I can do some better presentations and showing you guys. But Movequest is going to be giving you guys those things too. So I give it the way I give it. I give it the personal spin. I love being able to tell my Movequest story from my personal experience. But everything that you guys are going to need to grow and scale and to understand what Movequest is and how it can benefit you and your families and your communities, your churches, your nonprofits, your companies, your organizations, and everything in between is going to be there for you to access. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Let's stay excited about positive opportunities. Let's stay excited about cryptocurrency. All right. Let's stay excited about the opportunities that it can give us. Okay. And let's stay excited about Movequest. Hope everyone is moving, getting their steps in. If you haven't, it ain't too late. All right. I'll see you on the next one. And of course, if you guys have any questions for me, you can contact me. My email is bankofgerald@protonmail.com. All right. Bank, BANK, of Gerald, JHAROL, at protonmail, PROTONMAIL.com. I'm also on Telegram. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook gram, TikTok gram, all the grams. And I know I didn't say that right, for those that are going to try to butcher me for that later, but I'm just trying to have a little fun. All right. I'm accessible.